Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy that you're here spending some time with me today. I picked up recently a new combo. It's a stencil, it's a stamp, and it's a die from the Greedy called Pinwheel Party. And I fell in love with these products when I saw a video from Jennifer McGuire. A big shout out to her because she always makes me so inspired to create. And I picked this up because I wanted to be inspired and to create something really fun and different from what I've been creating lately. So I was super excited and I went ahead and placed an order from the Greedy. And they had, first of all, I have to say, they had a really nice wrapping when it got here. I don't know if you have ordered from them, but it was really nice. But since I live in Sweden, it took forever to get to me. It took like a month, and there is nothing they could have done to make that faster. So I know that it's nothing on them. It's just, I'm so sad sometimes that I live in Sweden when it comes to stuff like this, because I think I paid more for shipping and handling than I paid for the actual products. So never mind, we started here with some cards. I actually will create 5 plus 1 Slimline card, and the Slimline card here I actually have been starting with, and this is a lot of ink, so I think you can follow along really well. It's a 4-piece stencil, and it's in 4 layers to create these cute pinwheels, and I used a rainbow of colors, of course, because I love it. And this is covering an A2 sized card panel, but I wanted to stretch my supplies here, and I will actually show you how you can take these 4 stencils and create a Slimline card with it. It was super easy. You will see that now my stencil here is actually ending, and you can see they are marked, so you always know which one to start with. This is A1. And I will take the A1 stencil and line it up with our last stencil there and just start creating again. And you can see how easy that was just to line up and make them longer again. So after I'm doing this, I will go in with the next stencil and do the same thing. All I'm doing is flipping it over so it is reversed. So you can go in and trace this one just to create a little bit more interest to this. And I absolutely love how this turned out. And you can see I'm masking off one of the pinwheels here because I will go in later with another stencil in this pack. It actually comes with some separate pieces that I will use a couple of times today also. So I will use them and mask off these pinwheels. You will see it in a minute here. And we will fill in that little gap that we have there. And you can see here is the one I was talking about. You have the masks, and also the small pinwheels, so you can create your own pattern if you want to do that. I will just hold this in tape with some washi, and then I will go in and do our last pinwheel for this card. And this was super easy. I used my blending brushes from Trinity Stamps and also inks from Lone Phone. It was really easy to create, and you can see how easy that was just to rotate and get a nice impression. I will actually do one more down here on the right side just to tie it all in, and that was the last one for this card. I hope you can see that I am taking regular die set. You probably have a lot of these that are doing stitching around the edges. A lot of companies has these, and I love these from the Greedy. I think they have a super nice impression. I will run this through halfway. I think you can see here how I run it through, and I will leave one part off, and now I will make sure that this will cover the entire panel, and then I run it through again, leaving one side hanging off. And you can see how nice that turned out. So you don't need all of these special dies that companies are coming out with. I love them personally, but if you want to save some money, you can always use what you have in your stash and do it like this. I think it's fun that you can do this. It also comes with this, you can see how much you get in one pack. This also comes with a mask for this, so I'm just using it to create a little bit of a shading here of blue in the background. And if you can see the bracelet, that is actually from my daughter. I am super happy that she created that one for me. It says that she loves me, and I was so I was so happy when she came downstairs with that one for me. So it will be with me for a couple of videos. If you're following my channel, you will see it. It actually broke, so I have to like piece it together again so I can use it more, because I think it's so cute. I went in with one of the stamps here, creating some sprinkles. And also Let's Party is the die sets that we will be using in today's video, and I really like that scripty font. I went in directly. That is kind of bold to do when you spend some time on a card, but I wanted this to be right on the card front. So here you can see I am taking the separate pieces that comes in this die set, and I have punched them out or run them through my die cutting machine, and you can see how I'm doing to take all of those small dots out of this pinwheel. It was really easy, but it took a while before I realized how to do it without having to poke every little hole. So that is a tip also, if you have this set, just to drag something. You can use whatever you have that is sharp, and just make sure that you get all of these small paper pieces out. So when you are happy and done with that, we're gonna move on to do some coloring. And the coloring for this was really fun. I just took some double sided tape, or I roll up a piece of washi just to make sure that it stuck down to my work surface. And you can see here I'm starting off with one technique, but I realized that this was going to take too much time, so I will actually switch this out and only don't use the negative piece here to lay it in. I will actually just rotate it later on. So I did some different ones. Some I did with two tones, like an orange and a red. Some I just did pink and then a lighter shade of pink. It depended on what I wanted to create. So you can see how easy that was, and I created a whole bunch of them, different sizes and different colors. I will go in and create some sentiments as well, because this is something I really like to do, to have a lot of sentiments on hand when you're creating a lot of cards. And if you see an extra pair of hands, that is Felicia's hands. She was here helping me and thinking this was really cute. See, she built a little tower there. Then I cut out the same party sentiment out of some silver glitter cardstock, and I adhered it down to the shadow piece. That is a piece of vellum, and I think this is so pretty. Turned out really great. And I also cut out, you can see a pile there on my desk with some confetti pieces. So me and Felicia, we arranged them onto our card here, like scattered them around our Let's Party sentiment, and I think it turned out super cute. And of course I used a rainbow as well here, and this card was really easy. I just run it through with the same die as we used in our previous card, but this time I kept it to an 8 size, so it was one cut. And I popped the sentiment up with some fun foam or foam strips and adhered it down. I'm using some liquid glue just to adhere it down. And that finishes off this card. So card number 2 came together really fast, and card number 3 is nearly done as well. You can see here, I just wanted to show you, I arranged it. I had some cream colored cardstock that I cut out with the same panel, and then I will pop some of these pinwheels up and some I will leave flat. And I tried to arrange them so they looked natural. And then I will do some confetti as well on this card, just to tie these two cards together. I have so much fun creating these cards. I think it was super easy and fun to just play around with all the colors, and they worked so great together. And I really like when products are well thought out like these are. And of course I couldn't leave it as is. I had to bring out some shimmer, so I went bananas and did it on all of the things, and then I adhered it down to a A2 white card base. I went in with some doodlebug embellishment, and I had some from a local shop, or it's a shop in Europe called Panduro. They have their own like enamel dots and stuff like that. Really fun as well. So now moving on to card number 3 here, and I'm using the same inks, and I used a really bright pink and a softer pink just to create an ombre effect here, and I will use of course a rainbow assortment of color and doing this all to our background here just to create some interest. And this is something I really love to do, to create my own backgrounds. It's super fast and it really makes it fun. I think you can use whatever colors you want to match your products that you are creating. So this card also came together really fast. You can see how easy it was. I'm just cleaning my stamp off every time and then I'm going in with the next one. And this is always, I think, the hardest part with the last one, how to make it fit. You should start in the middle, I think, to make sure that you have space for everything, but I always forget. But if you want to create something similar, that could be a great tip, just to go from the middle and then out, not from the top and down or vice versa. So a black sentiment on top of that, run it through my die cutting machine with my same stitched edges there and 3 pinwheels, and that finish off this card. Super easy and fun, and some embellishments in the middle there. So now I wanted to play some more with this stencil because I couldn't let go of how fabulous it was. So I wanted to create like a boy and a girl version of the same card. So a red and a blue. And the funny thing is, in my family, I'm the one that likes blue, and Andreas is the one who loves red. So we could switch who gets what in our family. But I really, really like how this turned out with all the different shades of pink and red. And then, of course, I did the same thing with a blue one. And I forgot to mention that I'm using Nina cardstock for all of my cards today. I'm usually always using that type of cardstock. I just wanted to mention that because I think the blending results and the stamping always are nice. So it comes also with a die, so I cut these out and I will put them on top of some other colors here. And I also had some mirror cardstock that you could see from Nouveau, or yes, and you can see that I cut it out with Let's Party die and used a vellum shadow for this one as well. I glue this straight down to our card base. It's an A2 top folded card. Felicia is still here helping me out. And I think that was done. I embellished it with some of the confetti pieces from this die set, as well as some sequins from Trinity Stamps. And I think this was pretty much it. You will get a close-up of all of our cards today. And I will leave you with that, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please give it a thumb up and leave me a comment down below. And I will be back soon with some more content, and I hope you are well until then. Bye!